Namaskar to everyone. I'm very happy to be welcoming you to this webinar in connection with International Menstrual Hygiene Day. Actually, the Menstrual Hygiene Day is annually celebrated on May 28th every year. This was started in 2013, and the first day was celebrated in 2014. It was initiated by a German NGO called WASH, and it is meant to highlight the importance of good menstrual hygiene management globally. So we in AWC also we have been doing programs in connection with menstrual hygiene. In fact, it is one of the approved topics for conducting awareness programs. And even today, we have seen in the AWC group that many branches have conducted programs in connection with Menstrual Hygiene Day. So this is the program organized by Trivandrum Main Branch and South Zone B. I'm very happy to welcome Mrs. Sheila Kakade, President of AWC, Mrs. Kuljit Kaur, Secretary General of AWC. Thank you for joining. And I'm very happy to introduce Anju Bisht, who was one of the 75 women honored by the Niti Aayog as one of the women transforming India. So it is a privilege to have you with us, Anju Bisht. And she will be speaking to us about the remarkable work that she and her organization have been doing all across India in 21 different states. I think they have adopted villages, almost 100 villages they have adopted. So she'll be talking to us, and more specifically about the Saukhyam reusable sanitary pads that they have been manufacturing and popularizing and even exporting. And I welcome all members of AWC who have joined from across the country. It is very, I'm happy to see all of you, because during this COVID times, actually we have moved closer to each other through these webinars. Otherwise, people sitting in faraway corners, we were meeting only for conferences. But now almost every month we are meeting 3 times, 4 times, and seeing each other's faces, talking to each other. It has been a very good experience. So I welcome all of you to this webinar. And just a short introduction about Anju Bisht. She is, as I told you, she is one of the 75 women honored by Niti Aayog in March, this last March. And she is part of the Amrita Reserve project. It is a project of the Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt, and they are manufacturing and marketing Saukhyam reusable pads. It is exported to many countries across the world also, in addition to being popular across in many states of India. Anju obtained MBA and MS from the US and worked in a management consultancy firm there before returning to India in 2003. Then she joined Amrita University and was teaching environment sciences there. And since 2013, she has been associated with this project, this very huge project of the Amritanandamayi Mutt, of adoption of 101 villages. She was involved in this right from the beginning. And after working with the rural people for a very long time, they felt the need for safe menstrual hygiene and for making available safe menstrual hygiene products to the rural women. That is how the idea of the Saukhyam pads evolved. And the Saukhyam pads have won several awards nationally and internationally. And I was privileged to present this project as a showcase project at the CTCN, which is the technology wing of the UNFCCC in Katowice in 2018. It was very well received. And that is how I came to know about this product and about how they are working about it. And I met Anju at a workshop in Rishikesh many years back. Since then, I've been in touch and I've been following her work. So we'll wait to hear from her about all the good work that they have been doing. So I once again extend a very warm welcome to you, Anju, and very warm felicitations on being honored by Niti Aayog with this very significant award. Congratulations. And now over to you, Anju. Please start your presentation. You're muted.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Thank you, Usha ma'am. Thank you for that very, very warm welcome. And it's always been a dream of mine, actually, ever since I met Usha Chechi. So I'm Punjabi. I'm from the north of India. I've been in Kerala now for the last 20 years. And anyone who's older, we call them Chechi. Chechi is Didi. So I've always been calling Usha Chechi. Usha Chechi, Usha ma'am. So ever since I met her in Rishikesh so many years ago, pre-pandemic, it's been a dream of mine to connect with AIWC because of the, first of all, because of Usha Chechi, what she represented, what she told us about the organization, but also beyond that, my own research. It's one of the longest standing and sort of a very premier women's organization, and it warms my heart to see that so many of you, I hope I can be half as active as you all at your age. If I am, I would be so grateful. So we need your blessings, we need your support. We thank you for giving us this forum today to talk to you about our work, and we hope we can move forward in our journey with your blessings and your support. So having said that, I have a short presentation about the pads, about our work, and I'll just share my screen. The screen is audible, is visible, right?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. As Usha Chechi mentioned, this is a project of the Mata Amritanandamayi Math. Perhaps some of you have met Amma, perhaps many of you have heard of Amma. Amma is a spiritual and humanitarian leader who's revered all over the world. I have lived in Amma's ashram now for about 20 years. And my husband is, Amma is having a new hospital built in Delhi. It will be inaugurated next month, in August, we are told. And my husband is there. He's the CIO at the hospital, and I'm part of the Sokyam project. So I hope to be relocating to Delhi also sometime in the near future. We work all over the country. We travel a lot in villages. Past 2 years, I have been focusing more on our Kerala center. Amma is here as well at the main ashram. Amma says it is women who have given birth to every man in this world. Take pride in this unique blessing and move forward with faith in our inherent power. So I don't need to tell this group that, the importance of menstruation. Yesterday, as Chechi mentioned, it was Menstrual Hygiene Day, and all women groups everywhere, were observing it or celebrating it in some way or the other. So if periods were not there, women go through 40 years of periods in their lifetime. And we go through that inconvenience, if we may call it that. But if that was not there, the cycle of life wouldn't be possible, isn't it? What I'm sharing today is a mini version of workshops that we do in schools and colleges. And we always like to talk to young girls about the importance, about the place of menstruation in the cycle of our life. That there's nothing, it's a physiological sort of, it's just like eating and digesting and so on. It's a physiological activity that happens, and this is how it happens. It's not a biology class, but it's important that we know. So, and then we move on when we talk to them about sanitary napkins. So even if we do a lot of this in schools and colleges, so even if it's a school girl or if it's a college girl, she is used to sanitary napkins and she's already started using them and has been using them for a few years. And then we ask them to calculate how many sanitary napkins would they use over the course of their menstruating lifetime. And sanitary napkins have plastic in them. That's now an open secret. Many people know that. And how many plastic bags equivalent worth of plastic would we be throwing out if we continued using sanitary napkins during our entire menstruating lifetime of 40 years? Now, we throw away the sanitary napkins after use because what else can we do? If we burn them, regardless of incinerators and all that, if we burn them, burning plastic is never a good idea. That leads to the release of harmful substances such as dioxins and furans. The pads take an awful long time to decompose, 500 to 800 years, we are told. And there are some so-called brands that sell compostable sanitary napkins. So I will touch on that also. Whether that is really an eco-friendly alternative or how can we think of it. But coming back to our sanitary napkins, which the majority of our Indian sisters, mothers, daughters are using. Of course, everybody needs a sanitary napkin. There's no doubt about it. We need to get menstrual hygiene products to more and more, women who don't have them, girls who don't have them. There's no two ways about it. But if disposable sanitary napkins are the answer, then we are looking at a huge waste problem. Some numbers written on this slide. There are 360 million women in India. If they use sanitary napkins every month, then only every month it's 432 million soiled pads. And remember, each one's taking 500 to 800 years to decompose. But that's only, as they say, the tip of the iceberg, the waste management problem, the waste problem. So many of us, do not know that, I didn't know it until we started working in this area. Trees are cut to make sanitary napkins. Now, even a small child knows that paper is cut in order to make trees, isn't it? But we are never told, maybe because there's not enough discussion about sanitary napkins or about menstruation, that much the same way that paper is made, there is this substance called cellulose fiber, and it is made by cutting trees. It is made in a process similar to the making of paper. That is what is the absorbent in our sanitary napkins. So yes, we have to get sanitary napkins to more and more people. Do we want to be cutting more and more trees for that? We all experience these heat waves. And, what is the relation of heat waves with sanitary napkins? Well, climate change is a global reality. And do we want to be using problems that, further worsen the problem of climate change? I don't know, some of you may have seen this movie Padman. It came out a few years ago. So in the movie, it's depicted very nicely. He first thinks that maybe it's cotton that is the absorbent in the sanitary napkin, and he makes cotton-based sanitary napkins for his wife. And then his wife gives it back to him saying that these are no good after using them. So then he tries to figure out what is this material. And then when he finally figures it out, what are the other multinationals using and so on, he finds out that it's not even a material that's made in India. To date, as far as we know, cellulose fiber is imported for the sanitary napkins that are produced here. But trees are being cut in some part of the world to make it, isn't it? So then he gets on the phone, he pretends to be an importer, or he pretends to be a big businessman. Some of you who have seen the movie may remember these scenes. And then when the cellulose fiber finally arrives, it looks like a cardboard, and he doesn't know how to make sanitary napkins out of it, how to even use it. And then the dog comes and starts tearing it apart, and it becomes like fluff pulp. It becomes like a cottony type of thing. And that's when he understands. So it's depicted very nicely in that movie. And yet we have seen the movie, but we still are not told, okay, this material is made by cutting down trees. So sorry, I dwelt on that a little bit longer than I probably needed to. So there are many groups in the world looking for alternatives. We were one such group when we started our work in rural India. We understood very quickly that even though, again, there is not a lot of talk about it, but a lot of the health and education related problems of women and girls can be tackled by tackling this one problem of menstrual hygiene. Provide them the right products, and so many health related problems will go away. So many education related problems will go away. So as we tried to make a low price but high quality product, as we began the research, we understood it's foolish to promote a single use model in India. And it's foolish to also depend on cellulose fiber. So banana fiber, you see the photo of that on the screen, is also a type of cellulose fiber. India is the largest producer of bananas in the world. Now, the banana tree, unlike, say, a mango tree or an apple tree, or in Dehradun, we have lychee trees. My in-laws are in Dehradun. I was hearing the conversation earlier. And, all these trees give fruit year after year, isn't it? The banana tree only fruits once. After it gives fruit, it is cut. So it is from a cut tree. I see a hand raised by Madhuri ma'am. I can take a question, ma'am, if there's a question, and continue after that.
No, I think by mistake it is up. I'll remove that. So you can continue, Anju.
So banana tree that's giving fruit once and it is cut down after that, that is used to derive the banana fiber. Banana fiber is a type of cellulose fiber. However, we are not cutting down trees to get it. And the different thing that we did, the innovative or the new thing that we did, was we decided not to make disposable pads. This was because of Amma's direct guidance, Amma's direct instruction to us. We decided to make reusable sanitary pads using banana fiber. Now, when we come to this part of the workshop, in schools and colleges, until this point, everybody is with us. But at this point, they are like reusable, not so much now, but in the early days, certainly. Reusable pads, what are those? Are you telling us that we have to wash and dry? Are you crazy? This is not done. And then I would share my experience, my own experience. I bought my first set of reusable pads when I was living in the US. I don't think there were any brands in India at that time. I used it for many years. And then when it was time to change them, I didn't want to spend money again in dollars. By that time, we had moved to India and I started looking for Indian brands. At that time, there was one brand making, and it had just started making reusable pads. Today, there are at least 12 to 15 very good brands making reusable pads. India notified ISO standards last year in March 2021 for reusable pads. These standards exist in many countries. India also has them now. So we are one of the 12 to 15 reusable pad makers. We are the only ones that use banana fiber. We are perhaps one of the few that has a heavy focus on rural areas. And by no means, so Niti Aayog selected 3 reusable pad organizations amongst the 75 that it honored this year. So we feel that it is a big Niti Aayog called us all strong roots for tomorrow's India. So a big encouragement given to us by the government that this is what India needs in the future. Now, Reusable pads are very, very easy to wash, very, very easy to take care of. With proper care, they can last 3 to 5 years. If they were not easy to take care of, if there was any amount of hassle at all, nobody would be using them, trust me. So there's two main reasons. Even now, after, we've been around for almost 5 years now, and we have seen a lot of change. Even now we struggle to fulfill orders. The pads are very, very popular, and some video somewhere goes viral, the numbers of orders shoots up, and we are back to, no matter how much we increase our production, it's a good problem to have, definitely. And we are scaling this year. We are scaling some of our production centers this year. So why are women shifting to these kinds of products? There's the menstrual cup also, and like I mentioned, if we have time, we'll talk about that also later. So why are women shifting to reusable products? One is the health problems, or the chemicals and the toxins on disposable sanitary napkins. Again, this is also perhaps an open secret now. And we have gynecologists also beginning to speak up. So I'll just give a small example. If we Google, we will find so much more material. But I'll just take a small example about that cellulose fiber that we were speaking about earlier. It has to be bleached to get the white color. Because it is bleached, no matter which make of sanitary napkin it is, whether it is, whichever, I don't want to name brands, there is 100% chance of finding dioxins in trace amounts. Trace amounts means very small amounts on these pads. Now, dioxins are said to be the most harmful substances known to mankind. They're carcinogenic, which means they cause cancer. They're endocrine disruptors. Even if they are present in very, very small amounts, even that can be dangerous for us. And we wear these pads 24 hours of the day, 5 to 7 days, or 4 to 5 days in a month. The skin in the vaginal area is very permeable. There is quite a good chance of the dioxins entering our bloodstream directly. None of this is my original research. I'm simply parroting things that I have read online in research papers and so on. So more research definitely needs to be conducted. We also have started publishing scientific papers now. The first paper that we published from Amrita University about our work was tracked the experience of 300 girls who were using Sokium pads. That was to establish the acceptability and the feasibility of those pads. So one reason is health, another reason is cost. So we do, because we don't often do the math. If we take 100 rupees, if we're spending 100 rupees on sanitary napkins every month, maybe we don't spend 100, maybe we spend 50. 100 is just an easy number to do the math with. So in a year, that is 1,200 rupees. Over our 40 years, that is almost 500,000 of rupees, isn't it? So if we are spending 50 rupees per month, it is half that amount that we are spending, still a significant number. So, we are spending that money on a product that is not good for us or for the planet. Now that better alternatives are available for the women and girls who are getting to know about them, they are, very happily making a switch. So these are some of the testimonials. Maybe I'll have time to play one small video. So there are girls speaking about their experiences in the video as well. So I'll go over this quickly. We make the pads in rural production centers. These are some of the photos. And it's an income generation project for rural India. We are an NGO. And this was the paper that I was mentioning earlier. So, we fully believe that reusable will become mainstream. It may take, we have already seen a lot of change in the last 5 years. It may take another 5 years, or it may happen sooner. So, like I said, we seek your blessings, your active support, your partnership. So that it doesn't take another 5 or 10 years, it can happen sooner. And I have a small video, if it's okay, Chechi, can I show the video?
Yes, please go on. Please go on.
Okay.
Billions of trees are
Is this audible?
Yes, Anju, we can hear.
Thank you.
destroyed worldwide every year to make disposable sanitary pads. That's right. The absorbent material in 99% of pads available globally is cellulose fiber, and this is derived from trees. For a warming planet threatened by climate change, we urgently need an alternative. Amma's vision for promoting what is better for Mother Earth led to the research and discovery of the utility of banana fiber. From the tons of tree trunks discarded every year in India to make soft and durable Socyum reusable menstrual pads. Yes, the modern informed women is increasingly beginning to favor reusable over the disposable.
This month, for the first time, I did not buy any disposable pads. I have switched to Socyum pads and I'm amazed to see how they are very easy to wash and dry.
These pads are very comfortable and no rashes at all.
I'm a working woman. I need convenience. Socyum pads definitely provide that.
My doctors told me that disposable pads have endocrine disruptors in them.
The Socyum pad sets can be used for 4 or 5 years at a go, so you can imagine how much money you would be saving by switching on to Socyum.
Reusable pads also make an important contribution to the mission of Swachh Bharat.
പിന്നെ ഒന്ന് പറയാനുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ വേസ്റ്റ് മാനേജ്മെന്റിനെ പറ്റി പറയുന്നു.
It's not enough to manage waste. We also need to stop producing waste. Disposable sanitary pads readily available in the market are not biodegradable and add to the waste in the country. Our ashram has created Socyum reusable pads from cotton cloth and banana fiber. These are helping mitigate the massive problem of menstrual waste. For women in our adopted villages, making these pads has become a means to earn a living.
Amrita Serve, the self-reliant village program of the Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt, is providing school and college students with easy access to these reusable menstrual pads that are both eco-friendly and hygienic. Today, Amrita Serve's patented Socyum pads are being used by young girls and older women in villages, towns, and cities across India, and even internationally.
Using reusable pads that I'm not contributing to the waste every month that I would otherwise do when using disposable pads.
I've been using Socyum pads for more than 1 year now, and I would suggest all women to use it. It's more sustainable for the environment, cheaper, and more healthy as well.
I find that they are more absorbent than the pads that I had been using in the US, and although they are reusable pads, after some time, several years, it is nice to purchase new ones.
Socyum won the Most Innovative Product Award of the National Institute of Rural Development in India. The project was lauded at the UN Climate Change Conference in 2018 for a sustainable financing model.
So we set out to design a reusable pad that women in rural India would actually use. When we launched this pad, we found to our surprise that not just women in rural India, but also many in urban India, working professionals, students, were beginning to find this pad quite useful. Amma has been encouraging a lot of young women to switch from using disposable pads to reusable pads. We feel that with Amma's constant encouragement and guidance, reusable pads will become much more mainstream than they currently are.
नए वक्त की नई है आहट, आओ सुने हम कुदरत का ये खजाना, मिलकर आओ चुने हम।
These freshly cut banana stem.
That brings me to the end of my presentation, and happy to take questions at the end, as CG said.
Thank you, Anju, for that very informative presentation. And as you mentioned, many of the facts you mentioned were not so easily known to us. And I mean, we are happy to see that you are making so much of a headway in the rural areas. And with Amma's blessings, your project is doing exceedingly well. So congratulations on all the awards that Saukyam has been winning through the years. So now I request President of AWC, Mrs. Sheila Kakde, to speak a few words. Sheila, please.
Yes, thank you, Ushaji, and namaskar to all the sisters who are present here throughout the country from AIWC, and special welcome to Anjuji for giving us this very, very informative information and very useful for all our sisters, young sisters, rather I should say that, because most of us who are sitting here have crossed that age. But I must congratulate you from bottom of my heart and extend that congratulations from each one of our sisters, because those who are seeing also on this video, on this webinar, and others also who will see later on will understand the importance of the work that you have done. Hearty congratulations for the award Niti Aayog has conferred on you. AIWC also would like to work for such project for our sisters. We have been working all throughout 95 years for the women's education. You said in your speech earlier that you know about the work of our organization for since you are friendly with Ushaji. Ushaji and myself have worked together 6 years ago from 2011 to 13. We were colleagues, myself as Secretary General and Ushaji as Treasurer for AIWC, and we had always had very good relations. And when she told me that you are going to be here to present your work and talk to us and show us the importance of this reusable pad made out of banana fiber, it's definitely a unique idea, and AIWC would like to be with you in whichever way you would like it, because we also are working for the cause of women. And definitely when you come to Delhi, you have to visit our office at 6 Bhagwan Das Road, and we can think of how we can work together. What is it, Usha? What do you say?
Yes, definitely. We have also been discussing, Anju and myself, in what way we can associate with them in this particular project as well as in other projects.
Yes, we have a working women's hostel in 6 Bhagwan Das Road. About 250 girls are staying there. And other parts of the country also, we have working women's hostel. And then short stay homes are also there, where young girls are there. Recently, just few days ago, we distributed the sanitary pads in Vrindavan short stay home. They were, of course, the normal ones, disposable ones. And now that we know about the hazards, we will definitely go in for this and promote this kind of banana fiber reusable pads. Our branches, they also celebrate, just as Ushaji had said before, our branches celebrated yesterday the menstrual day, like Jagruti Women's Association in Haridwar, Kakinada branch. Bhanumati ji is also here. She also celebrated this. Then Kolkata Northeast Suburban branch, Kalimpong branch, Darjeeling branch, all these branches and many others have also observed this yesterday's day, and they are also aware about the use of not to be used disposable pads, and they will definitely go in for this. So we can tie up better. Wish you all the best, and definitely with Amma's blessings that you have, you will do very well, because I have the pleasure of meeting Amma in Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, and I had the opportunity once to not to go very close to her, but to be in the, in that area, and I can feel the vibrations there, because my friends used to go to see Amma very often and tell about her. And when I just came to know that you are working from the Anandmayi Ashram, definitely Amma's blessing will take you further, and this project will be a successful project. You will achieve many more awards. Thank you very much for giving us.
Ma'am. We'll do it together. We'll take it forward
Definitely, definitely. When things are done together, projects are done together, the achievements are double. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheilaji. As I mentioned, Anju and myself, we had been discussing about this, and they conduct regular awareness classes in schools, colleges, and in other places. So if any of the branches want to organize such awareness programs, we can contact her, and they'll be happy to associate with us and do this. And we'll also be doing our bit by promoting this eco-friendly reusable sanitary napkins. We go and talk to the young girls and the young women. I'm sure that we'll be able to help them in a big way, because we have a very big network across the country. That is our strength. So Anju, definitely let us discuss more. And when you go to Delhi, you go to our central office, and we hope that some good project will come out of our association. Thank you, Sheilaji. So now we move on. I'm sure many of you will have questions for Anju. But as I said, I would like to play a few videos before that. That is celebration of puberty in different parts of the country. So let us watch the videos, and after that, we'll go on to the interactions. So just give me a minute to share the screen. The first video is from Kalimpong, and I thank Mrs. Aruna Pradhan for taking the trouble to make the video and send it to us. The voiceover is by Maithili Jagannathan. I thank you, Maithili, for taking the effort to send us the voiceover. So you can watch the video now.
एक छोटी बच्ची की पहला मेंस्ट्रुअल पीरियड 8 साल से 12 साल के अंदर होता है। इसी हिसाब से शरीर में प्राकृतिक बदलाव आरंभ होने लगता है। यौवन आरंभ के साथ गर्भस्थल में जो अंडे बनते हैं, वह अंडे नीचे फैलोपियन ट्यूब पर आने के बाद यदि समय पर पुरुष शुक्राणु साथ नहीं मिल पाते, तो वह अंडे फैलोपियन नल में सटकर फूल जाने के बाद अंदर ही विस्फोट हो जाते हैं। इसी कारण अस्वच्छ रक्त बच्ची की प्रजनन नलिका से होते हुए बहकर निकल जाते हैं। पितृसत्ता समाज में परंपरागत बेटियों को बंद कमरे के अंदर पर्दा करके रखते हैं। सूरज के किरणों की पराबैंगनी किरण अल्ट्रावायलेट रे से गर्भस्थल की रक्षा करने के यह एक पौराणिक नियम है। 5 दिन तक बंद कमरे में आराम करते समय परिवार के महिला सदस्य उन्हें मासिका स्वस्थ और स्वच्छता से पहचान कराते हैं। आज की वर्तमान पीढ़ी के बेटियां यह पौराणिक परंपराओं को रूढ़िवादी अंधविश्वास समझते हैं। मासिक की स्वच्छता को मद्देनजर रखते हुए उन दिनों आराम करने की प्रथा को नज़रअंदाज ना करें तो बेटियों की सेहत की रक्षा हो पाएगी। सप्ताह भर के यह अछूत समय पर निजी स्वास्थ्य विज्ञान के विशेष शिक्षा दी जाती है। 1 सप्ताह के बाद बेटी की स्नान श्रृंगार के साथ माँ उन्हें बाहर आंगन में लेकर सूरज के दर्शन कराते हैं।
So next we have a video from Ranjana Sharma from Dibrugarh. I especially thank Shweta Talwar for getting us this video. So now let us watch the next video.
प्यूबर्टी को कैसे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं थोड़ा बताइए।
जब वो 7 दिन हो जाता है, वो हल्दी उल्दी लगा के नहा देता है। उसका बाद मैरिज जैसा होता है, बड़ा मैरिज जैसा होता है। इनका बॉर्ड नहीं होता है, वो ब्राइड नहीं होता है, उधर उनको मैंने सुंदर के सजावटी करा के पूरा नियम से शादी मनाता है। और उसके पास का सब आदमी आएगा, मतलब पार्टी करते हैं, खाना करते हैं। हाँ, वो जैसे शादी होता है, सब मेल्स भी आते हैं। शादी में सब आता है। अच्छा, ऐसे मनाता है, बहुत आनंद करता है, मैंने हैप्पी होता है सब, और फुर्ती करता है। इस दिन मेरे सब आता है। और हमारा जो मैंने ये उपवास है कितना है वो देखेगा, पंडित लोग देखेगा कि क्या होगा, कितना टाइम में होता है, क्या पक्ष है, क्या बाढ़ है, ये सब मैंने देखेगा पंडित लोग और बोलेगा तुम्हारा इतना दिन, 21 दिन, 7 दिन, 15 दिन उपवास है। कितना टाइम में होता है, कौन बार में होता है, संडे होता है, मंडे होता है, ये सब भी देखेगा। कृष्ण पक्ष है, ये शुक्ला पक्ष है, ये भी देखेगा, देख के बताएगा इतना दिन व्रत है, ऐसे ऐसे करना है, ये दान देना है। यदि खराब होता है तो अच्छा होता है, तो आता है वो व्रत भांग के शादी मनाता है। सब लड़का बच्चे सब आता है, उनका फ्रेंड सब आता है, वो फुर्ती करता है, ऐसे मनाता है।
Next, we have a write-up by our senior member, Mrs. Bulbul Das. She is in the States, but she was kind enough to send us a write-up about a celebration in Orissa, a 3-day celebration of menstruation in Orissa. And the write-up, Maithili Jagannathan is reading the write-up that Mrs. Bulbul Das has sent. Let us watch that now.
Roja Porabo. The festival of menses is traditionally celebrated in Orissa every year on the 13th of June. This corresponds approximately to the last week of the month of Jyeshtha in the Indian calendar. This festival is celebrated because it is believed that Mother Earth has her menses during this time. For the next 4 days after June 13th, there is no activity in fields. Farmers lay down their tools, and women are exempt from, except for cooking, women are exempt from all kinds of duties like sweeping, cleaning, or pounding grain. For young girls, it's a great time. They wear new clothes and they go about playing with their friends or swinging on swings set up in every house in the village. A special sweet, poda pitha, is made of rice flour, jaggery, and coconut, which is baked on a charcoal fire. There are special songs for the festival. One of the traditional songs starts with these words: the elephant is calling from the jungle and is asking all young girls to get dressed in their best clothes, put on alta and sandalwood paste on their bodies, play and sit on the swings. Enjoy life. After 4 days of merrymaking and holiday time for all, farmers and all the families gather for a puja to the goddess, to Mother Earth, to seek her blessings. Then the bullocks are brought out, tilling is started, women resume their chores, and children their activities. It so happens that every year around June 13th, the monsoon breaks in Orissa. Raja Purabo, the festival of menses in Orissa.
That was from Orissa. Now I would like to invite Mrs. Kripa Shetty from Mangalore. She did not send a video, but she said she will speak live. Kripaji, are you here? Kripa Shetty, please unmute yourself and speak. Kripaji? No, I think she's not able to. I can see that she's here, but she's not able to tell us. Then I'll share the next video. Kripaji, are you there?
She's muted, I think, Usha, and so otherwise she's very much there.
She's there. Maybe she's not hearing us. Kripaji, please unmute yourself.
She's Usha Nair has my video and
yeah, you please speak. Kripaji, you can please speak.
You can hear me, ma'am?
Yes, we can.
I'll speak, ma'am, just now.
Yes.
Menstrual hygiene and glimpses of puberty celebrated in different parts of the country. Menstrual is a very important change in teenage life of girls. During menstrual period of 3 to 4 days, we should be very hygiene. We should take daily head bath with hot water and also change the inner napkins every 2 to 3 hours. Keep the bathroom clean. During that time, it is very essential to take healthy food containing green vegetables, sprouted cereals, and protein. Always eat an egg and drink milk daily. During the period, some girls suffer severe stomach pain. It will continue for at least 2 to 3 days. It is unbearable pain. At that time, it is better to continue. It is better to consume a lot of water, juices, and milk that keeps our body cool. But nowadays, during menstrual time, for stomach ache, we have good medicines which has no side effects. Consult a doctor and make use of it, and please don't suffer. Earlier, girls used to use clothes as pads during their period. It is not hygienic. Infection will spread very fast. But now, sanitary pads are easily available, which are very hygienic and convenient. Menstrual period normally starts from the age of 13 years and continue up to age of 50. In recent years, because of junk foods and social habits, children attain their puberty at a very early age. In olden days, Hindus regarded puberty in girls as socially untouchable and kept them apart. But now, life has become modern and thought and action has changed a lot. You can hear no, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Puberty is celebrated in different parts of the country. In South Canara, Brahmins and non-Brahmins used to celebrate it as a social and civil celebration, for which girls were kept in separate rooms for 8 days and were not allowed to see anybody's face apart from their family members. Their clothes and utensils were kept separately and daily food was given to them in their living room. During the celebration of puberty, special food for the cooling of the body like methi seeds grounded with palm jaggery was cooked and given to them. And also traditional food was given. On the 9th day of the ceremonial bath will be given by 5 married ladies, and they will dress her like a bride with flowers, jewelry, and make her wear a beautiful Kanjivaram sari. She will be made to sit in God's room, and after the puja, the priest will bless her, and she has to touch his feet as well as and take the blessings from the elders and also the family members and friends. This is a common practice in our place. Thank you. Kripa Shetty from Agni Samaj branch, Mangalore.
Thank you, Kripaji, for that telling us about the celebrations in Karnataka. So
Yeah.
now
I had sent a photo also, ma'am, of a girl who is dressed. It is with Usha Nair. I hope.
yeah, but I could not put it on the screen.
Ah,
You had sent me a very nice photograph, but I could not put it on the screen.
it's okay.
So
ma'am.
thank you so much.
Okay.
Now we'll go on to the next video, which is
Okay.
from Kakinada. Vijay Lakshmi from Kakinada will now tell us about the practices in Andhra.
Hi, good morning. I am Vijay Lakshmi from Kakinada. Now I am going to explain about puberty rituals in our area. There are so many different ways in performing the rituals based on their community and financial status also. When the girl recognizes the red spot on her panty, she tells her mother. Automatically, she gets anxiety and she observes calendar about Tidhi and Nakshatra. If it is good, okay. If not, she performs puja and so many danas on 4th day to clear hurdles. Mother calls for number of women to arrange palm mat on a corner with east facing. The girl wears a saree at the first time. She sits on the mat with coconut and coconut leaves toy. She has to sit there for 3 days. She won't touch her belongings in those days. She takes a special diet made with jaggery and ginger. We called it, it is chimli. She takes value-based food on those days. On the 3rd day, so many women gathered at the girl's house with sweets and fruits. It's called parentum. Some of the women sing songs from Ramayana and other Ithihasas about puberty. And on the 4th day, her aunt and mother takes her bath with turmeric and neem paste. The great lunch will be arranged to relatives and friends with ritualistic food like dosa and dosa, which is made with urad dal and rice. The main objective of the rituals is to announce the girl became woman and she is ready for marriage. And it is a public requisition also to friends and relatives to suggest her a good match. In the event, her maternal uncle will bear the whole expenditure to arrange food and other things also. So many expensive gifts are offered.
Now we go on to the next and the last video, which is from Uttarakhand. Shweta Talwar talks to us about puberty.
Puberty. The most beautiful creation in this world is a woman. And when she reaches her puberty, that means that she is ready for motherhood. Nature has procured her to be ready for motherhood. Her body may not be so ripe yet, but with time she will blossom into a beautiful girl and a young mother. India, in different ways, puberty is welcomed in India. Personally, I remember as a child, my mother had totally educated me in what to expect, and I was quite looking forward to the D-Day, and here it was, and my mother was so delighted, and we shared it with the entire family, and my mother said, now she is a big girl. that time we used to use menstrual pads, of course, the cup, the plastic cup, these things, and tampons, of course, were not really the thing. But yes, the welcome into puberty for me in Uttarakhand from Dehradun as a Bohemian family was quite a welcome experience.
With that, we come to the end of the videos. Now I would throw the floor open if anybody has questions or anything to say. Kuljit, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you, Usha. My first question is that whether these pads are easily available in the market.
Anju?
So today is the first time I have heard this name.
The pads.
Yes, sorry, Anju. Yes, please carry on.
The pads are mostly available online, ma'am. There is one exception to that. In rural areas, we have rural resellers. But in tier 2, tier 3 cities, we make it available online. This is the same case for most of the other reusable pad brands also. We had done a small experiment in Chennai when we had first launched. Chennai is not in Kerala, it's in Tamil Nadu, but we had done it there because it's a big city. We had put the pads in about 10 stores. So while it moves in organic stores, in the other stores, even if they are departmental stores, and no matter how well we train the store staff, the pads don't move very easily because people don't know what they are. Online, at least they're watching videos, they're researching. So as of now, they are available mostly online, and I think online shopping has become like a big force in this country. So we are riding that wave. We do have every intention to see how we can make it available in more mainstream places.
And price-wise also it's cheaper than the other pads?
So it costs, reusable pads on average cost 1/10 the amount if one takes into account the recurring cost of disposable sanitary napkins. Now we have prices ranging all the way from 60 rupees per pad to 100 rupees per pad, depending on whether it is a day pad or a night pad or a heavy flow pad or what size it is. We have 9 different types of pads, and we don't sell single pads. We sell only sets. So there's a starter pack, there is a full cycle pack. And when we launched, I think the only pad brands that were there in the market used to sell one pad at over 200 rupees. You still save a lot of money considering that you can use this particular pad for 3 years. So Amma thought that that price was too high, and she put a lot of pressure on us until we brought it down to, so now we are in the range of 60 rupees is this is online. In rural areas where there are no shipping costs involved and people can get it directly from a reseller, of course, reseller margins are there, the costs are slightly lower.
Thank you so much, Anju. Thank you. I think we got this working women hostel, as the president has also said. And if you got time, we get that this presentation also can be done in front of those girls also, because there are more than 150 girls staying in the hostel. Okay. Thank you so much, Anju. Thank you.
Thank you, Kuljit. Now, Bhanumati ji, before I give you a chance, let me just ask Rehana Begum. Rehana, welcome. I think you joined late. Would you like to say a few words? Rehana?
Yes, ma'am. This is a wonderful program, and most of the volunteer organizations are very interested in doing this kind of programs. And we want some samples for that to introduce. How can we get it?
You can let us know. We would be happy to,
Yeah, Rehana ji is from Pondicherry. Currently, she is a treasurer and staying in Delhi, but she is from the Pondicherry branch of AWC. So in Pondicherry, you can see how you can work together with AWC.
Yes, I am very much interested in distributing this. If I get some models or something like that, I can talk to my self-help group leaders also. I have to explain them first.
Sure, ma'am.
What we can probably do is, Anju, do you have a marketing type of video? Then we can have a Zoom webinar where you can present that so that, everybody gets an idea about the cost and the availability. And then whoever is interested, they can directly contact you and we can get going.
We have these videos actually in 7 different languages. We don't have them in Tamil yet though. So we'll be happy to share. They're on our YouTube channel. These videos are used by our rural resellers also. They're only 2 to 3 minutes long, a playlist of 7 videos in each language. They go over in detail different aspects, and there should be no answer that is not answered, no question that is not answered if one watches those. So happy to share those, Chichi.
So if you can share the link with me, I can put it in our AWC group, and then all of us can watch, and then we'll come back to you.
Yes, ma'am. This is a good idea. We can do it.
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity.
Now, Bhanumati, you
Yes,
are waiting. Please come. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening, madam. We are having this banana fiber, refined fiber. We will get it here from our native place because this is in Andhra Pradesh area, coastal area, Kakinada, and interior, that is South Amalapuram, Rahulapalle there. There they get this fiber. Just we used to make this type of bags and other things, not the mats. How to use this fiber and how to make? Can we start here, or will you send the mats to pads to us, please?
So we do give training to groups that want to start production. We go about it in a systematic way that Amma has given us, and that kind of by trial and error now we have figured out that this is the best way it works. We start with an awareness session always, and whatever the self-help group of women, if they are interested in using the pads, then they should invest their own money and buy the pads. Only then they are going to use it, take proper care of it. It's a very small amount of money anyways. Then once they have used it, they themselves understand that, yes, this is a very, very useful area, a product. We wait for the initiative to come from them that, yes, we can take this up as income generation. We train first a team for sales and distribution, because otherwise what we have found is we train people for production, the entire headache of sales, whatever the quality of production is, falls on our head.
Yes.
So we train a small team for sales and distribution, and they have to be willing to take a bus and go to, whatever area is earmarked, whatever the villages are, because this is a reusable product. It's a one-time sale. If you have got a customer, you're not going to be able to go back to that customer for the next 3 years at least. So you have to, have enough like catchment area where you can move your monthly production. So once this team is able to move the products, sometimes it takes 6 to 8 months, sometimes even longer. Then the final step is we give production training. However, one word of caution. So the business model doesn't always work out. We are a non-profit. Our goal is not to make profit, so it works out for us. The processing of the banana fiber is an extremely time-consuming, and you are making handicrafts.
Yes,
you have to put in all of those labor costs into the cost of the pads. You will find that it will not be an attractive proposition for rural areas.
Okay, but what about you're saying that they are reusable? Okay, in summer they will dry, but what about in winter and then rainy season? Is it good to use the half dried, or even will they dry easily in rainy seasons?
Okay, 2 parts to your question. We cannot use a half dried one. That is a big no-no.
That's it.
We
That
go
I
that in our awareness workshop. So we tell people to think of this as an extra piece of underwear. We all figure out a way to hang our bras and panties and dry them. We sometimes, get creative. We use the iron when it's a rainy season. Some women we have seen use their hair dryers to dry the pads. So it's no different from drying your other clothes. But yes, during the rainy season, definitely. Here in Kerala, sometimes the monsoons,
Yes,
we
very.
of not seeing the sun.
Yes,
So
yes.
yes, but these are small problems to be overcome, and they can be overcome for the gains to be had.
Yeah, but here also we are having cyclone prone area, our is especially summer, of course, heavy summer. But during this rainy season and then cyclones, I think we can't even dry our kerchief even. So in that time, I always ask these people, always you use reusable means what about in rainy season? What happens in rainy season? That's always my question. That's why recently I had a talk with Smita Kulkarni from Bangalore. She is making cups.
Yes,
that I think she said she knows you and she has heard about your pads also. I asked her to join, but I think she has not joined. I don't know. But how about this? Of course, should I ask that about the cups? Or
yes.
I am deviating. No?
No, definitely.
Yes,
So,
that also. Of course, if the time permits, Ushaji, if you permit, I just ask for you.
Yes, just a short.
Yes,
sure.
sure.
Short answer we can accommodate.
Just half one question only about the cups, madam.
Definitely.
Reusable cups. Yeah.
What we say is, there's no need to use any kinds of disposable products. There are very good reusable products available in the market now. Cups is one category, pads, reusable pads is another category. If you're comfortable with the cup, go for it. Our fight is with disposable products. Now, we work a lot with young girls in schools and colleges. And we saw these wonderful videos and these wonderful sharings of first period, celebrations in different parts of India. So a girl at that age, her body is still developing. Although some may say it's fine to insert a cup, maybe some others may say that no, it is not. What we say is, a girl should be introduced to a reusable pad at menarche.
Yes.
And then when the body is fully developed and she's able to make her own choice, she can move on to a cup. We know lots of cup users that use a pad on, they use a cup on the heaviest day of the flow and a pad on the other days, but they don't like to use disposable pads. They use reusable pads. They use a pad with the cup in order to prevent leakages. So it's not either or, it is the same basket. There's some schools of thought that say, blood, the nature of blood is to flow. You can't collect it in one place. That leads to a lot of heat generation. Anything inserted in the body leads to the obstruction of the flow of prana. But we are not sort of experts in that area. We have not done our research. We don't comment. From the environment point of view, we say that yes, go for a reusable product. If you're comfortable with a cup, great. We are not trying to make you change your mind. But no need to use any disposable products. That's kind of
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. That's nice. Thank you, Ushaji.
Thank you.
A question from Kuljit Kaurji. Oh, I am so happy to part with the training. I assume it is the awareness workshop because that's the first step in our training, in our engagement. So we are very happy to, and this is the videos that I spoke about earlier also. So the PPTs, whatever is needed, this is information that should be known to all. We don't have any, proprietary rights to it. So
thank you, Anjuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anybody else would? Yeah, Supriya, please start. Yeah, you can speak.
Yeah, it was really nice to hear about this product, which is really new to us, definitely. But I also have got some questions here, so that we have to see whether the use is friendly or not to a woman's body by using it. So we don't mind buying it online. If you can give us the address, we'll buy a packet and get it tested out here. The second thing, if it is not dried properly, then there is actually a chance of fungal infection setting in. And that's not hygienic for our body parts. That is one thing. And second thing, uh, does it have any leak-proof layer inside?
Yes, it does have a
It,
leak-proof layer. All
huh.
reusable pads have leak-proof layers. It's the same fabric that umbrellas are made out of. It's called polyurethane. And I can briefly try to answer your other questions also. So, is it suitable to women or not? It sometimes depends on the woman also. We have on the Menstrual Hygiene Day last year, we did a Facebook Live. It's available on our Facebook page. And young girls had shared their experiences. We have so much anecdotal data of this kind now. Disposable sanitary napkins give rashes to everybody, almost everybody. 80-90% of women end up with rashes. That is one big benefit of reusable pads, immediate freedom from rashes. Now, one thing that women notice after making a shift to reusable pads, because all their lives they have thought, menstrual blood stinks, or reusable pads stink. But actually, I'm sorry, menstrual blood stinks, or disposable sanitary napkins, they smell so bad. The first thing that a woman notices after making a change to a reusable pad is, oh, where did all the smell go? How come this is not smelling? And that's for the first time that she realizes that our menstrual blood does not smell. It's a waste product that the body doesn't need, but it's not in the same category of waste as urine and feces. Because my body did not conceive some particular month, I don't need that blood, so I let it go. But that doesn't, the nature of blood is not very different if I cut my finger or the menstrual blood. If anything, if it is different, it has more micronutrients that would nourish the fetus had the body conceived. So what is a woman's experience using reusable pads? Complete absence of rashes, no disgust when it comes to handling periods and period products and used period products. And we have seen easing of period cramps over a period of time. So Amma had told us when we started that banana fiber has therapeutic qualities. These should be researched. So we are told now that they have what is known as anti-spasmodal qualities.
Oh.
In this particular Facebook Live that I'm talking about, women shared their experiences, how they would have, terrible period cramps earlier, and over a period of time that eased and that went away. But having said all that, a little bit of trial period of 1 to 3 months initially is needed. Some effort is needed to make the switch. We have a habit of using disposable sanitary napkins. In order to change that habit and make reusables a part of our, periods, little bit of effort is needed. Sometimes we have seen that when mother-daughter pairs buy it, the daughter easily uses it and recommends it to all her friends, but the mother is not able to make the shift. So this is the reverse. The pads work for a lot of people. They don't work for everybody, definitely. Sometimes the onus is on us also to make it work for us.
We'll definitely try. I would like to buy around 10 to 20. And just wanted to know about the size also. For a normal flow, is it working as the disposable napkin, or is it less or more? How many, you're required to use more number of napkins in a day.
Right.
Pads.
Right. So we have something called the day pad, and we have the night pad, and maybe I can let me see if I can show it.
Yeah.
The day pad has a base and an insert. Let me just pull it out and. So is it visible?
It's little blurred. You can take it closer to your face. Yes. Not yet.
I can do better. I can maybe share our website. Let me see
Okay.
if I can pull that up.
You've already shared it. Saukyam.org?
Saukympads.org. Yes.
Okay.
So I can quickly explain the day pad and the night pad. The day pad has a base and an insert, and an insert is supposing on like the second day you have heavy flow, then it doesn't, because they are very thin. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing two pads, but it does give extra protection. And then for teenagers, there's a teen size. It's slightly, tiny bit smaller than the adult size. And then there are heavy flow pads, which are like, they are really heavy duty, but they're a little bit thicker also. Not everybody finds them comfortable, especially if you're wearing jeans. And all of this is there on our website.
Okay, okay. We'll have a look at it. Thank you so much. But it's a wonderful project. Congratulations to you, and definitely look forward to working with you. Namaste.
There's another question from Kuljit ji. What was the reaction from girls? Are they comfortable in washing the pads? So, ma'am, many of us have used cloth when we were younger, perhaps. Cloth pads, modern cloth pads are not at all like using cloth. We may have memories of, scrubbing to get the stains out. We may have memories of the cloth not really being that comfortable. Modern cloth pads are designed to be just as convenient as disposable sanitary napkins. And the washing and drying is like really washing a handkerchief. They don't stain easily. Unless you do something, you go out of your way, you don't wash them for a long time. So you soak it in water, it is clean, and then you can lightly wash it with soap. If the washing and drying was not easy, nobody would be using it. So that is, it is again something that surprises people when they start using how easy really it is. In fact, we have people telling us that it used to be more of a hassle to go to the store every month, and sometimes pads run out, to keep buying pads. Washing is much less of a hassle, and the pads never run out. So washing is not a problem at all.
Thank you so much, Anji. Thanks a lot.
Shaji, may I? Actually, it's really a very nice idea, great idea. I wish we had it sometime in our times, actually. It should have saved us so much, and it would have been so very convenient. But anyways, we should do more of this, some sort of sessions with the colleges and schools. Particularly in Kerala, we can do it. I would take the details from Usha ji, and we'll definitely be doing it once, whenever it is convenient for you. And I remember what I wanted to, this is the disposable pads used to be a big problem in hostels. When I was in the hostel, we had to be sent home for 3-4 days because the hostel toilets were clogged. And the reason was disposing the sanitary napkins by the girls, not in a proper manner in the toilets. So I remember those. It was for one day we couldn't go to the toilet in the hostel, and we had to go next day home, and 3-4 days. So that sort of a solution, this will give a solution to all this. So we should propagate this much more, and a very great idea. And quite a lot of things we learned, like trees, we never sort of connected with climate change or trees, or, cutting trees and all that sanitary pads. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this information. Thank you.
Usha Chechi, you are on mute.
Yeah, Bhuneshwari is from Calicut, and Supriya is from Hyderabad. So in all these different places, we can connect with them and try to expand your work, cooperate, and do something in these places. Any more questions? Arunaji, would you like to add something to the wonderful video that we saw? Would you like to say a few words about that?
Yes, ma'am. It was such a nice approach from you, and we just took it as a challenge. We love doing that. And the actors are our members, and the little girl is one of the members' daughter. And the house belongs to one of our members. And we are ready to do any other project that you give us. Anyone gives us. It's something like a playway kind of a thing for us, and it's easily done here.
Yeah, it was done very professionally, and really, thank you so much. You took so much effort to do this, and we can share it among all our branches, and even wherever there is talk about menstrual hygiene and menstrual practices. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, ma'am, and we'll make it like AIWC. We won't name it the branch. We will keep it as AIWC so that anyone can use it, ma'am.
Kalimpong can be the production center of all our AIWC films.
We love doing this.
Yes, we can approach, whenever we require such a video, we'll approach you on any other topic also. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shweta
Just one question in the
yes, please.
Can I address that? So, Shweta ji is asking about availability of water. Ma'am, we would humbly like to submit that's a non-issue really. It's like saying we want disposable clothes, instead of reusable clothes, because we don't have water to wash our clothes. So I'll share a small anecdote from our Bihar village. We had 25 women there, who picked the pads, and we are working with the State Rural Livelihood Mission to take these pads all over the state of Bihar. And the women who make the pads, they conduct the awareness workshops also. And so she was sharing her trick of how she washes the pads, because they don't smell. If you keep them in the open or something, it's not that big a deal. So she was saying that they all sit at their hand pumps to wash their clothes or their family's clothes, and they keep these pads a little distance away. And she says by the time she's done washing her clothes, the laundry load, the pads are actually clean also because the water has gone there. And then she just takes them, and it's a little bit of like the final washing needs to be done. And that, so availability of water is not, I'm sorry, a valid argument for use of pads, for use or non-use of pads.
And I feel that wherever the water is available, there actually we are helping to combat climate change, by utilizing such material which is non-disposable. So there'll be no disposal, at least in those part of the country or urban areas, probably.
Any more questions?
Usha, can I come in? Program with sorry, Kalyani, please go ahead.
No, it's okay, Kaljit. Yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to. Okay. Yeah, Usha, can I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Anjuji, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. And I was just thinking that yes, you have established very well yourself in the rural areas, and this product actually, I look after climate change and environment. I'm the member in charge of environment and climate change, and I'm based out of Delhi. And I would definitely like to link up these two things, the menstrual hygiene and the climate change, and promote these paths in the colleges and wherever possible in the urban areas. So whenever you are visiting Delhi, definitely with Kuljit, Sheilaji, we can sit together, talk about it. And because I think in urban areas as well, though there might be some hesitation about this, reusable aspect of it, washing aspect, but then when we link it up with the environment friendliness and the eco product, I think it can still sell. So definitely girls will be more prone to using it. So I would definitely like to get in touch with you and take it up. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Kalyani ji. I'll definitely follow up.
Kuljit, were you saying something?
I was just saying that since we have got so many girls in the working women hostels, why don't we have a demonstration by Anju ji so that girls can ask direct question also, and this product also becomes popular with the hostel girls. And Kalyani has also asked the same thing. No?
So whenever Anju visits Delhi, she can come to AWC central office, and you can be in touch with us so that you can schedule presentation whenever she is there.
You give us the contact number, no, so that we can be in touch with her.
I'll do that. I'll share the contacts.
It is a wonderful presentation. For me, everything was so new, Usha. I had never heard of these disposable napkins. And as Bhuvneshwari also said that I wish these things were available when we were using it. Thank you, Anjuji. Thank you so much for answering all the questions. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kulji. Anybody else would like to say anything?
In Kalimpong, banana grows, everywhere. It's almost like wild. And as you said, that once it fruits, the plant, the tree, is not used anymore. So would it be possible for us to link with you and start a project here?
Oh, definitely, ma'am. We would be so happy. Where are you exactly based? Which part of Northeast?
Yeah, this is northern part of West Bengal, North Bengal, Kalimpong. It's not very far. Not very far. So we will work on it.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, Anjuji. It is really.
Anjuji has shared her phone number in the chat. So you can note down the phone number and you can be in touch with her.
We will be in touch with her through you, Ushaji.
Definitely.
Easier for us.
I'll extend any help that I can.
It will be easier for us.
Usha ma'am presented our project at the in Poland.
Yes, in Katowice at the climate change UN climate change conference. I had the privilege of presenting this project as a income generation sustainable project for poor women, and it was very much appreciated.
And those were our early days. So
yes, you had just started.
Yes. Yeah, right.
I think when we met in Rishikesh, you were just in the initial stages of this project, but so happy to see that it has caught on so well, and now you are even exporting to all different countries.
And as you mentioned, Ushaji, Anjuji, as you mentioned, initially the cost was 200 rupees a pad. Now it is 60 rupees a pad. Look at the difference, price difference.
Yes. No, that is because they are a no-profit organization. They are not looking for profit, so they can afford to do it.
Yes.
But to women self-help groups, it may not be so sustainable as she herself has mentioned. Income-wise, we'll have to work out some models how we can make it sustainable for the women on their own. But with the backing of an organization like Amritanandamayi Mutt, definitely they can take it up. It will be an employment for the women. It will be a good project to take up in rural areas.
Yes, but it must be quite difficult to, meet the demand.
It definitely is. We are scaling one of our production centers 5 times this year, 5x. So Amma's building a bigger place finally for us.
Yes, with Amma's blessings, everything will be done. Yeah.
Amma said recently we have a Section 8 company now, and we were forming the board for that company. So Amma said that this is going to become big. The pads will go everywhere. So I was very happy to hear that.
With the launch of this reusable pad, if only we could stop the use of, disposable pads, if only that could happen, for the benefit of the environment. No?
Our dream is that it will happen and we will see it in our lifetimes.
Yes, so, Anjuji. Yes, Kalyaniji will work for this, for her environment project. She will definitely work for it.
And as Anju said, if we start working with the young girls who are starting to use the pads, definitely we'll be able to convince them about the ecological impact and the environment degradation, and they will happily accept it. But the older people may be a little difficult to convert. But let us start with all the young girls in schools and colleges. I'm sure we'll be able to make a good impact.
This was such a lovely webinar.
Thank you. So with that, can we wind up now? Any more questions? So I thank you first of all, Anju, for spending so much time with us and explaining everything in detail. And as Gurjeet said, you answered every question so nicely with such precision that I'm sure everybody is satisfied with what they got out of this webinar. And Sheila ji, thank you for spending so much time with us. Gurjeet, Rahana, and all other friends who have joined from different parts of the country. We are really happy that we could bring this webinar for you on Menstrual Hygiene Day. And we hope that we'll be able to work more closely with Anju's organization, and we can also try to help them spread it to other areas. And let us take this forward. We'll definitely be
Yes.
Thank you, Sheila ji, for also showing
Yeah.
that. And Gurjeet, all
We
of
will
you.
definitely go ahead with this.
Yes.
Yes,
We'll
and
make it one of the programs after getting the training from Anjuji.
yes, and it's good that she is relocating to Delhi, so it will be easier for us to work with her.
We'll be in touch with her.
Just to start the project, it will be easier. And thank you so much. Thank you, Anju.
Thank you, Usha. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Usha ma'am.
And special thanks to all my friends who sent the videos. And I was really overwhelmed because I sent just one-line messages to my friends, and all of them were so obliging, and they took so much trouble to produce the videos and send. Shikha had also sent some write-up, but I could not use it because it was a little sketchy. And I'm especially grateful to Bulbul. She is abroad and she is not in the best of health, in spite of which she took the trouble to prepare that write-up. And special thanks to Maitri. She is now the voiceover for AWC. Anybody wants to do a voiceover, we can contact Maitri because she is so wonderful at doing that. So thank you. And with this, we are ending the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.